अस्सलामुअलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। मैं हूँ आपकी मेज़बान उज़मा खान और आप देख रहे हैं प्रोग्राम सिस्टर्स कॉर्नर। सिस्टर्स कॉर्नर में हम हर हफ्ते आपके लिए एक बहुत ही ख़ास मेहमान लेके हाज़िर खिदमत होते हैं और उस मेहमान से हम डिस्कस करते हैं बहुत सारे ऐसे टॉपिक्स जो कि आज के वक्त की अशद ज़रूरत है। इसी तरह से आज के प्रोग्राम में भी हमारे साथ एक ख़ास मेहमान मौजूद हैं। बहुत दफ़ा ऐसे होता है कि जो औरतों के मसाइल हैं वो हम लोग डिस्कस कर लेते हैं। औरतें अपनी कहानी सुना लेती हैं, रो लेती हैं, रो धो के बता देती हैं ये हुआ मेरे साथ, और हमें उस पर बहुत जल्दी यकीन भी आ जाता है। लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं जो मर्द हज़रात हैं वो अपने जो अंदर की फीलिंग्स हैं वो बता नहीं पाते हैं, और एक ट्रॉमा से जो गुज़र रहे होते हैं वो शायद वर्ड्स में एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पा रहे होते, क्योंकि वो समझते हैं कि शायद वो बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग हैं, उन्होंने उस बहादुरी का मुजाहिरा करना होता है और सोसाइटी उनको कहीं वीक ना समझ ले। लेकिन अंदर ही अंदर वो बहुत सारे गम, बहुत सारी मुश्किलात, बहुत सारे स्ट्रेस से गुज़र रहे होते हैं जो कि हम कहीं जान भी नहीं सकते हैं, या वो उनकी जो फीलिंग्स होती हैं उनको कभी महसूस नहीं कर पाते हैं। और आज के वक्त के लिए बहुत ज़रूरत है कि मर्द के एहसासात को भी समझा जाए, उनके अंदर जो कुछ हो रहा है उसको भी महसूस किया जाए और उनकी कहानी को भी सुना जाए। औरतों के लिए बहुत सारी तंजीमें काम कर रही हैं, a lot of organization working around the women's, but there are men who are actually victims as well. इसी तरह से आज हमारे साथ जो शख्सियत मौजूद है वो एक विक्टिम भी है, but at the same time kind of a healer as well, because he is working as a life coach as well. उन्होंने जो ज़िंदगी का तजर्बा उन्होंने अपनी ज़िंदगी से सीखा है उस तजर्बे को आगे लेके दूसरे लोगों की हेल्प भी कर रहे हैं और इसी के साथ साथ नॉलेज अवेयरनेस कम्युनिटी में फैला रहे हैं कि मर्द की क्या मुश्किलात होती हैं, वो किस मरहल से गुज़रता है और किस किस तरह से वो एक वालिद होने के साथ साथ अपने बच्चों से इलादगी का जो दर्द है वो महसूस करता है। I would like to say a huge welcome to Brother Farooq. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Sister Uzma. Thank you for having me.
Brother Farooq, I'm very pleased to have you in my program today. And honestly, today's topic is very, very important. We would like to discuss about divorce. We would like to discuss about, how the men's are actually, dads are struggling without having any contact with kids. What is mental trauma for the men's in the society,
Yes.
and especially in our society as well?
Yes.
First of all, I would like to ask you, tell me something about yourself.
Yes, so unfortunately, meri zindagi mein, I was married for approximately 10 years. I had a nikah, and March the 16th, 2022, for many reasons, my nikah ended in talaq. Now, though I had problems over the 10 years and what I suffered there, I thought at least at the talaq, that would be the end of a certain amount of suffering. But what I didn't realize, that was just the start. When you separate or divorce, unfortunately in this country, like you said in your opening, the services and the support for men is non-existent.
Yeah.
It's non-existent from any part of society, including the Asian, South Asian and the Muslim community. There's nothing.
Yeah.
And at that point you find yourself alone. And whilst dealing with that pain, you realize how little rights you have to even be with your children, amongst all the other things. So you're trying to juggle a lot of trauma and pain all the time. And you can say you've experienced pain in your life, but until a parent is separated from a child or a parent buries a child, only then you truly understand a certain type of pain. And when you're separated from your child and you have no contact, you don't know when you're going to see them, if you're ever going to see them, and depending on how many children you got, you live that pain every single day. It's like you're doing a janazah for your children every day.
Yeah.
It's a constant cycle.
It's more
morning till
painful.
night. Yes, it's more painful, unfortunately. So, and at that stage is where you realize that there is no support in the community. And after divorce, like you said, it's very easy to, unfortunately, if a sister's crying or she's upset, the support is there. It's very easy from a societal position to assume that the guy wasn't a good guy, he was a bit backward, and he forced her to cook and clean. This rhetoric is very easily believed, unfortunately. So then you are labeled as not a good person by other men, the community. In the mosques, imams, they don't talk about this. There is no conversation taking place anywhere about this, and you find yourself truly alone. And when you're truly alone in this dark place, that's when you start having some dark thoughts. And a lot of guys, unfortunately, give up. And in other communities, 10 men a day post-separation they don't make it, unfortunately.
Brother Farooq, when we discuss about divorce, the life cycle, getting married, nikah, and separation, obviously, it's very easy to be disconnected from any relationship.
Yes.
But the effects are lifelong.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the process of healing is never ending.
No.
You can say that, yeah, I am healed, but the trauma you have been through, you can never come out of it.
Well, it depends how you look at it. I mean, because look, everyone heals at different sort of stages. Everyone feels pain slightly differently. Trauma affects men and women differently.
Yeah.
So depending on your life experience thus far, until you get to that point in life where you're faced with these challenges, this trauma will strip all your character away. It'll strip away the label of father, brother, son, engineer, workman, whatever it is. You are left just there with that pain. And in these moments of pain is when you realize everything is stripped away, so the true nature of your character is what's left. And in that moment, like I said, you realize you're up against the world. The world is crushing you. So then for me, like I said, I went back to my namaz, Quran, started praying. You need spiritual strength. Because in these dark moments, you need to believe in the higher power.
Yeah.
We believe in the afterlife. So you start holding on to these things and you can start building yourself back up. And if you use trauma correctly, it can unlock a superpower inside you. Trauma is a good motivator. Pain gives you urgency, and urgency can make you take action. Because psychologically, human beings, we're all either moving away from pain or moving towards pleasure. This is, I'm not saying this, psychologists, scientists have studied this and said this is how the brain operates. So when you're in extreme pain, it can either make you or break you. And if you use the pain correctly, it can motivate you to improve and progress and take action. And that action is what will determine the outcome of your life. So if it forces you to take action, healing is also a choice. If you decide to be a victim in life, you will remain a victim. If you don't think like a victim, you think like a winner, you start winning. So there is a process to this, but the trauma and the pain is just something that you can use, or it's a catalyst to take you to that next level of improvement and healing.
Brother Farooq, we can see a huge rise in divorce, especially in today's society. I'm not talking about only Muslims in Islam, but I can see overall.
Yes.
What do you think, what is the main reason of this?
See, the thing with divorce is this, right? So I'm in my 40s. When I was young, I know people from other communities were going through family court and they were from single parent homes back then. It wasn't very prevalent in the South Asian community. In the last 10 years, the divorce rates have really shot up, and now they're coming more and more to the surface. Now, I think because of the expectation of the community, the society, the gender wars, the different ideologies that are playing out, the expectation from men, the expectation from this is now constantly evolving and changing. And with social media, people's expectations of what they think their life will be, it's not, I would say, in touch with reality anymore to a certain degree. So with social media, when you see people living their best lives, let's take, for example, girls want to get married. They're now looking at a guy. If he's a normal guy who earns a normal wages, he lives an average life, when you keep seeing on social media, and it is known amongst, especially the Muslim community, a lot of women are on Instagram, they see this, so you're constantly projected with this ideology. Then when you go to see a prospect for marriage, he's just a normal guy. He's not on private jets, he's not flying to Dubai every week. He doesn't drive a flash car, he drives a normal car. He might be working as a security guard. So suddenly now, if you look at it, that looks very boring. And you think, I don't want that. I want better. And then when your options are limited, the community pressure around marriage as well, look, you're getting old, in your 20s, 30s, get married, you then get married. But the problem is, because of this conditioning and this programming you have of reality, which is not where you are, the resentment starts building. And when you think you can do better or you've married beneath you, that resentment just builds and builds. And eventually, unfortunately as well, if you look at the laws around family law, they favor one gender very heavily. Society does. So it's not just a family court. Family court is a reflection of the societal position of how we see men and women. Like I said, it's very easy to assume that the woman is the victim.
Is suffering.
Male abuse is not recognized.
They are not very expressive. I think that's the main reason, because men are not very expressive. They cannot cry or they cannot scream in pain, you know, that, oh yeah, we have struggled this, or they can't make up stories. We have been passed through this, or what we are going through. And I think they are taking a lot of stuff inside rather than taking it out, or they are pretending sometimes to be very brave or strong. And most of the men, they cannot express their feelings or their trauma.
Yes, but let me ask you a question, sister. Where is a man to express this, right? If you look on social media, if a man is upset or crying, they refer to him as a simp or projecting weakness. If a male is abusing the home and he calls the police don't even take you seriously. Society don't take male abuse seriously. So for a guy to come out and then humiliate, and in the community, honestly, and this is, we're talking in this country, so if you look in the South Asian community generally, for a man to come out and talk about these things, saying, my wife is controlling me, my wife, I can't go out at certain times, I can't go here, I can't do this, I can't take kids and play, I can't go see my own mother. How embarrassing. And this is what I'm saying, sister. How, in the Asian community, when a man says this, who's going to take him seriously? So then why should he come out and speak? How? Where is the space where he can come out and speak about this, where someone will say, don't worry, we've got you, we'll support you. You can't go to the mosque and talk about it. Where do you talk about this? This is the platform. That's why I have invited you to be here. So to spread the awareness. Yes, men can be victims and they can struggle as well. They needed emotional support as well. They needed all sort of support as well. They might be feeling isolated. They might be going through traumas. They might be feeling, you know, they are getting hurt and they can't express. Because हमारा जो दीन है, in Islam as well, this is that obviously listening to your husband, you know, till the point like where you feel you can't do it anymore. तो जो respect अल्लाह रब्बुल इज़्ज़त ने एक men के लिए रखी है, I think जो feminine जो energy है, वो जब मर्द के उसमें आ जाती है circle में, तो I think where they feel more dominant, you know, and there is a lack of you know understanding. ठीक है, जो मर्द का किरदार है, आई थिंक जब वो मर्द का रहता है तो फिर औरत जो है ना वो अपने दायरे में रहती है. बट वेयर विमेन्स आर फीलिंग दैट दे आर द लीडर्स ऑफ द हाउस, दे आर द लीडर्स ऑफ द सोसाइटी, दे कैन डू एनीथिंग they want, or they can do anything they want to be. They can be. There I think crackdown शुरू हो जाता है. You know? तो हम अभी जो society का जो situation अभी है, women are leaders. They are controlling. They have made the laws around the family law. So अगर एक relationship में या business partnership में एक party को सारा power मिल जाए, is it a partnership anymore?
No.
It's a dictatorship. Is it a leadership?
It's a dictatorship.
Is it a partnership or is it a dictatorship? So even though we might be amicable, हम अच्छी तरह बात कर सकते हैं, ये वो this and that, but we're in business. और आपको पता है कि सारा power मेरे पास है. So even if you disagree, अगर कोई बात पे कोई मसला पे हम disagreement हो जाए, और मैं बोलूँ कि नहीं मुझे ऐसे ही करना है, how much are you going to challenge me? How much can you really challenge me? So इस्लाम ने जो हक दिया है मर्द को औरत को, it doesn't apply anymore. There's no household following this.
Do you think why it is happening? Because the women's rule, especially in today's society, the laws
Yes.
are protecting more women's,
Yes.
or the society who cannot see men suffering, or men is traumatized, or because he is unheard? Do you think these are the reasons?
No, look, देखो हर society में जो कोई भी country या culture society में जो population का जो main behavior है is dictated by the law. So अगर if the law allowed us to hurt someone, so you're allowed to hurt one person. Everyone is allowed to hurt one person. Guarantee we'll all have one enemy that we'll hurt. We'll all be hurt.
Yeah.
Because the law dictates the behavior. Now, if the law is how it is, that is dictated the behavior in society. The gender wars, feminism, all these ideologies at play. And now a lot of sisters are working, they are qualified, they are professionals, they're working, and they are in positions of power. And in relationships, I think with the second generation, you got to understand, so first generation came, our mothers, you know, God bless them.
Yeah.
They looked after the households. We lived in joint family units to survive because we had no base here.
Yeah.
And in that, when you live together, many people, women running the household, men out working, women suffered. They did all raising the kids, all the homework, all the domestics, looked after mom, dad, everything. It was a hard life.
Yeah.
Second generation, they've now seen this. Those mothers have raised those daughters. They're worried we don't want our daughter living like this. And in a lot of cases, that trauma, that generational trauma, is being carried into these marriages. Now, for example, I know cases where husband and wife, from day one, they've got their own house. They've got their own house, they've got their own space. But the programming and the defensive behavior, unfortunately, from this lady is very similar to that first generation where I'm not doing this, I'm not going to, we live on our own, we've got our own unit. They didn't have their own unit. These problems don't apply here. But that programming, that generational trauma has affected a lot of marriages now, I believe. Add to that with the power that the law has given one gender.
So obviously, when we talk about social media, I would like to go back on the point where we were discussing, you know, social media is taking, you know, the reality far away,
Yes.
you know, from, you know, because this is, they think like this is kind of khayalon ki duniya hai, you know. They imagine a lot, like this is, oh, my husband should be doing this, taking me, you know, on holidays like every 2 months, every 8 weeks, 6 months. लेकिन obviously एक मर्द जो होता है उसके ऊपर sometimes बहुत सारी जिम्मेदारियां होती हैं, you know, घर को भी देखना होता है, जॉब भी करनी होती है, कुछ मर्द ऐसे भी हैं जो कि 12-12 घंटे की शिफ्ट करके आते हैं, and then obviously वाइफ की expectations हाई स्टैंडर्ड की होती हैं कि वो एक्सपेक्ट कर रही होती है कि वो घर का काम भी आके करें, ठीक है, दो कि वो हाउस वाइफ होती है लेकिन कहती है कि नहीं, अब 12 घंटे की ड्यूटी करके 10 घंटे की ड्यूटी करके आके भी वो घर पे मेरे साथ काम करे, एंड शी इज़ वॉचिंग ऑल द टाइम on the TV, on the screen, social media scrolling, and then all the जो उसकी सोच में whatever she is watching, she is bringing it out on her husband.
Yes.
Without him knowing that what is the reality, what is going behind the scene. Yeah? तो ये कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें होती हैं जो कि obviously मर्द एक सफ़र कर रहा होता है लेकिन वो अपने आप को एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाता है. ये एक मेन रीज़न हो जाती है डाइवोर्स की. लेकिन जब हम बच्चों के हवाले से बात करते हैं कि ऑब्वियसली हम लोग देखते हैं कि जो आपस की लड़ाई झगड़े होता है, यू नो, ऑब्वियसली व्हेन हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ डजंट हैव गुड रिलेशनशिप एंड दे फाइटिंग ऑल द टाइम, आर्गुमेंट होते हैं, एंड देन दे आर इम्पैक्टिंग देम, यू नो, नॉट लाइक लाइफ टाइम. एंड देन ऑब्वियसली जब वो प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में आते हैं तो ऑल द ट्रॉमा दे हैड इन द चाइल्डहुड, इट इज़ अफेक्टिंग देम समवेयर. व्हाट वुड यू एडवाइज?
Okay, so look, there's three things to this. अगर आप शादी में हो, जो पहले तो अभी पहले एक ज़माना था कि माँ बाप बच्चों के सामने लड़ पड़ते, it was normal behavior, yeah? Education, time has progressed, and they've now said कि बच्चों के सामने जो लड़ाई करते हैं, बच्चों को असर पड़ता है, don't do it. So firstly, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter whose fault it is, अगर लड़ाई करनी होती है, जो मियाँ बीवी में लड़ाई तो होगी, is part of marriage. Do it in private.
Yeah.
And when I say not just in front of your kids, Mia Bivi ke jagre, your mum and dad should never know about it.
Yeah.
Now, we've already established men, husband, they don't go and tell their mums and dads about the husband-wife problems because it's embarrassing. But women, a lot of women that I speak to, a lot of sisters, they've got this mindset, my mum's my best friend.
Yeah.
No, she's your best friend, but to her, you're her daughter.
Yeah.
So when you tell her, mum's thinking he's doing this, he's not doing this, mum's heard one side of the story. Then the girl's mum tells the dad. Now 2 or 3 other people are involved in these things. Son-in-law goes to the mum and dad's house. And when you've got these ideas in your head, in conversation, little dig, bato mein, little here and there, then she says, why did your mum and dad say this? You go back home, you have another argument because now her mum and dad are having a go at you. A lot of girls I've known and a lot of marriages, a lot of people I've spoken to, unfortunately, the girl's mum and dad knew everything that went on in their household. So, agar Mia Bivi, firstly, you should have the maturity to say, "Tumhare ghar mein jo hai, that's between you." Unless there's clear abuse of some sort, there should petty everyday arguments should not be going outside the house, not in front of the kids, not in front of anyone. It's private between you. So it's firstly understanding that maturity, and the other problem is, which you've highlighted, is looking for duties on each other. Shadi ka jo pehle jo maqsad tha, that unity, the companionship, you're looking out for each other, that's gone. It's now an expectation. If I'm doing this, what's he doing? If he's doing this, what's she doing? The fact is, you should be working together, supporting each other. This is what I'm talking about. Now, a lot of men feel like they are now just a cash machine, a punch bag, and just a slave of just do as you're told around the house. And a lot of cases that I've dealt with, the girl's mum and dad support the girl instead of saying, look, keep it happy, don't argue. They give advice just pulling for their own, not the right advice, but they just pull for their own party, unfortunately.
Brother Farooq, we will carry on, we will continue. A very good discussion is going on, but obviously, you know, when it's time for a break, I can't do anything. A lot of instructions I can hear. So here is a time for a short break, and please keep watching IQRA TV and Sisters Corner. I will see you in a short time. Thank you.